So today I thought we'd have a look at making crisps in the air fryer. So in the past just made chips or made a roast potato. So today we want to make some crisps. So to make the crisp, it's important that we slice the potato in a really fine slice. I'm not too worried about the size, but we need to keep it really thin. So that's what I'm trying to do here. And then we actually need to arrange them in such a way that the air can get around each chip, because we don't want it to touch. We like each chip or crisp that we make to be completely independent of the next one. So I'm slicing here with a slightly serrated edge, and I'm getting a really good cut. You'll see they're coming out really nice. And right, so with that in place, then we just need to do a preheat, and the preheat that we'll do is we're going to go up to 200 degrees, and we'll do that for 5 minutes. Hopefully by then I'll be done with the chips. Well, to make this work, we've done the preheat, and what I've done is with the chips, the crisps, I've also then just given them a light basting with some olive oil, just to help with the cooking process, and also to stop them from discoloring while I've been cutting. And now I'm going to take it out, and we're going to start loading up, and I'm going to create 3 layers for the crisp, because we want to try and keep them separate. When they touch or overlap, they tend to not cook as well. So we've got the bottom layer, the middle layer, and a top layer. So I'm going to start laying them down inside the air fryer. So and we really do want to make sure that they all had a bit of an olive oil basting. And I've tried to keep the crisps as as thin as possible, and had some success. So let's see, I hope these at the bottom don't stick to the bottom. That'll be a real pity, but it could happen. Right. Right, so there we have the first layer done, and we'll just put the next one on top of that and give this a good whirl with the oil again. So we're just building up our layers. They're nice and thin, so we should have some good success here. Some really thin ones. Yeah, we just try and utilize all the space as much as possible. Space for a small one. Right, and then we do the final layer. So something like that. And on this one, of course, I can really layer it because there's nothing coming on top. So we can really utilize all the space in an easier way. Oops, that's really sad that that one didn't make it. really nice pieces in here. Right, I think that could be as many as we're going to get on this particular run. Right, so there we have the layers with the different levels, and we're just going to slide that back in, and I'm going to go up to 200, and I'm going to do that. We'll do it for 5 minutes and see how we do. Right, let that cook away and see you in a bit. Right, the chip should be done. We've had a good 5 minutes at 200 degrees, and let's see what we've got. So nicely cooked, but not 100% crispy. Still a little bit kind of soft. So and you'll see they're not like a completely golden brown color, and you'll see they're a little bit soft still, so we need to go for a little bit longer. So we're going to put that in, going to leave it at the 200 mark, and we'll do that. Let's go for another 2 minutes. Time's up. Let's have a look and see what we got. Okay, that's looking a lot better. And well, that one was crispy. Here we have a bowl. So still not. Some of them are actually doing better than others in terms of the crispiness. So you've got to really try and cut them as wafer thin as you possibly can. Otherwise you don't get that proper crispiness from the chips. These are also still not cooked enough, so I think could be a combination of the oil not being hot enough, but the chips are relatively thin, and the really wafer thin ones cook through quite nicely. So what I'm going to do is move these off. I can always put them back on to the I just wanted to investigate and see how the rest have done. So crispy, not crispy, half crispy, not crispy, not crispy, oops, crispy but sticky, not too crispy. Yeah, so we do need to have a look at a way of more heat. So I think we need to let them go a little bit longer. The items at the bottom I'm just going to leave. So with that one in place, right, I'm just going to do that and see if we can get those cooked up better. But I think the key is going to be to go really hot and to go a bit longer. So I would say we would give that at least 4 minutes. Right, let's see what happens. Right, the additional time done, and let's see what we got. So already looking a lot better after a little bit of extra time. Color is this dark brown. Super crispy. Whoops. Super hot. So definitely definitely a time issue, and got to get it really, really hot. So I think at the bottom here we might need a spatula, but let's see how we do. Maybe not, just peeling off the bottom, no problems with sticking. Even the wafer thin, very crunchy. Some of them still could go a little bit longer, especially the slightly thicker ones. So what I'm going to do now is just maybe these at the bottom that didn't cook so well, we're just going to let them go a little bit longer. And then I think they actually do quite well, or it looks like they do better on the layers. So what we'll do is we'll move that out the way. We'll just move that out the way, and then I'm going to add some more. These unfortunately have been out for a while, so they are starting to change their color a little bit. And what we'll do is we'll try and cook these a little bit longer. And let's see what happens. So crisps are definitely on in the air fryer. And we're just going to get our recipe right now. So so managed to get quite a bit on here, and then we add the next layer. And this one, of course, we can go right to the edge. So I'm going to try and maximize my real estate here. So yeah, not very exciting to watch. Go as fast as I can. I doubt I can say anything terribly interesting. Let's just get this done. And hopefully we're packing it tighter than a tin of sardines. Well, that looks about as far as we can go here. There's a little bit left. Right, so what we'll do on this one is we're going to go for the 200, and we're going to go for, we're not going to put a break in, so we're just going to go, let's make it 10 minutes and be done. Right, see you in a bit. Right, the crisps done, just the last of the beeps, and right, so there you can see what we have. So this time we just left it in for the full 10 minutes or so, and yeah, some of the crisps are crispier than others. Pretty warm to the touch actually, and so they should be. You can see they've been moved around a bit by the circulation of the heat. Oh, that won't work. Let me try this one. Right, move that out the way, and let's, yeah, some of these are really crispy. Some still not so crispy, but the crispier they are, the less they stick. So try and get them as crispy as possible, I guess. Delicious. That could be a problem there. So a really crispy one. Yeah, not bad. Put that down. Right, and then right at the bottom, those that weren't so crispy are still not too crispy. So the bottom layer definitely doesn't get as much attention as the upper layers. But I would say, on the whole, not a bad deal. Pretty crispy. Groovy. And these. Don't let the colour put you off. Yeah, not bad. So, crisps in the air fryer are definitely a fantastic idea. Well, know what I'm going to do now.